Evening, boys and girls. Welcome to TMA Thursday Night Live. We'll be previewing the game at the weekend against Norwich at Curragh Road. Just big shout out to Sir Dunk. Evening, mate, once again.
Good evening.
Okay, so he's filling in once again for Mr. Iron, who is absolutely knackered from coaching, and he's had a really busy week, like I think most of us. So I wish him all the best. And I like to say, if you want Danny on, he will be on next week. So big shout out to Mr. Danny Iron, Super Danny Iron there. Right, yeah, so let's get all your opinions through for the game, like I say, on Saturday against Norwich. I believe it's a 12:30 kickoff. I think someone rumoured to say that. I mean, that shows how much I've been researching this. Just to like I say, get your opinions through now. But just before we get on to all that, mate, it's another intriguing game. Okay, they've only won one in the last 4 or 5 games this season, but it's at Curragh Road. It's always a tough game, and yeah, should be a decent game at the weekend.
I mean, we saw that last season when, despite experience Wildy, we still lost there. It's not. I think the previous game was when we had. Was it a game where we had 6-7 injuries and Bayer still scored a last-minute winner?
I think Gaspar was in midfield, wasn't he?
Yeah, you look better than that wing back. If memory serves, he had Gosling at right wing back instead. Those are interesting times. I mean, speaking of injuries, that's a good segue actually on injuries. Bar looks to be in contention for the squad, as does Czech for Tadze. Loser, I think, is closer, but I don't think he's back in the squad, but not in contention for this one. And Ogbonna is in contention as well. So it seems like generally we've been fairly good of injury so far, touch wood. And although I'd be surprised, I know you were actually discussing this before it went live, about potential lineups. I'd be surprised if Czech Tadze started. I think he'll be on the bench, but I'd be surprised if he started, given he had his back spasm.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I'll post this up right now. This is my lineup. This is a mixture of what I think is going to happen and what I want to happen. And right, okay, so this is basically it. Let's get back onto that one. That's a bit better. Right, hang on. Let's get that. It should come up. Oh, it's coming up with this one. I don't know why it's doing that, but hey ho. It was working perfectly fine just a minute ago. Right. Okay, so Jebison up front. I've got Batman with back three of Pollock, Agbonna. I'm giving him his debut. Siri out in the middle. Obviously, I've got a Busele on the left instead of Larucci. Ryan Andrews on the right. Same midfield with Suzuka and Bashiru. I've got Shaka Tadze, like you said. I do believe he'll probably be a sub. So in that case, if we're going with what I've got here, it'd be Shaka Tadze or Dave. Bar, I'll bring in for Kiembe and Jebison up front. So there's a few changes from obviously what we started with last game. Like I say, if Dave is out, then obviously I'll bring Vata in that role. What I think is going to happen, it'll be a back three of those two plus Porteous. I would personally, if I was him, if I'm not starting up Bonner, I'll start Morris. Larucci will start left back with the three that I've already got there, including him. It'll be Kiembe and Vata and Jebison. I think that's what Cleverly's going with. But the one I've got here has got pace, especially with a Busele, because I mean when he came on as and Bar, so right and left we've got pace, and it could also overlap a Busele. I mean when he came on, I mean the pace of the guy was unreal. I think he's going to be definitely a threat. But what's your lineup, mate? And everyone who's watching at the moment, let us know your lineups. What would you change with that one? I mean obviously you said Dave, but what else would you change with the lineup I've got, mate?
I agree with Backman. I agree with Pollock. And until against Coventry, I wouldn't agree with Ciarolsa, but he was absolutely outstanding. So I don't think you can drop Ciarolsa based on that type of performance he put in. So, but I don't think Ogbonna's got enough pace to be the wide centre back. You'd want Ogbonna in the centre. So if Ciarolsa's played himself into that form, you don't drop him. Then in which case, I'd probably I agree. Probably put Morris there. Actually, he's got for a centre back. rather than wing back. He's got the pace to make that work. He's shown he can actually play the role to some good effect. And it gives us balance with the left foot, so agree on that. And cleverly has said he likes having the ability to have wing backs who can cut in and outside depending how he lines them up. He's not against necessarily having a wing back on his wrong foot. But, and he said, well, around 50, 60 minutes, we'll be seeing regular rotation there, which, given the type of role, makes complete sense. Who would I have? I think Andrews is starting a right wing back. I'd be surprised if he didn't there. But I think we'll probably see. I think Simmer might go there to begin with, give us a little bit more stability from the outset, and then swap
that
out
little bit bigger
and Ebersele later on.
Yeah.
So I see that. Agree with midfield. No change there. And I think we'll probably see Vata giving a start there. I think we'll see KM. I'm not sold on Kiema being a number 10, but I think we will see him there. But we'll have Vata start. I think we'll see Vata and the other wing starting. I think this will be Vata's debut. And I'll be really excited to see how he does.
Yeah.
And Jefferson, based on Cleverly comments, where was it? Positive news, everyone loser. Effectively, he was quite happy with how Jefferson has adapted this week and thinks it'll be a lot more effective basically this time. Because I think my impression of Jefferson against Coventry was that he's a winning runner. He was trying to do the right things, but didn't look up to speed in terms of physical, like on the physical side. So I think we'll probably see him start this time and hopefully looks a bit more with it.
Yeah.
So agree with the shape. Agree with probably maybe apart from 3 or 4 of the players you had there.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously up for debate. I think 3 or 4 positions there, and obviously with Dave more than likely being on the bench for that. Obviously, thank God it was only a back spasm. Otherwise, we thought it was really serious. There was 2 or 3 man of the matches last game. Maldini Pollock was one of them. Siriata, absolutely immense. I mean, Tom's game in midfield can get better, will only get better with Sissoko alongside him, the experience. Barr's strength and his pace will be a major asset. Vata's more technical than strong. That's not a criticism whatsoever. He's a different type of player to Barr in terms of his attributes. Ebersele is slightly different player to Norwich in terms of I believe he's stronger on the ball. He's certainly quicker. I hope he's not like a Paredes. A lot of people are comparing him to Paredes, where he has an absolutely world-class debut, and then he fades into existence.
So he rocked the
fades out of existence,
didn't he? If you remember that one. On his
debut.
debut.
I'm not for any minute saying that's going to happen, but big shout out to Mr. Cheeseman. Evening, mate. Hope you're well. Thanks for watching. So what's your prediction, mate? I obviously go for the boring 2-1 every time, so it's no point even asking me, but I'll say it anyway. What do you reckon is going to be the outcome?
I think I predicted a score draw last time, and I think I'm going for a score draw again this time. I'm going to go for a 2-2. I think our defence has generally been decent this season, but we are still vulnerable. And if Norwich bring a bit of a surprise like Coventry did, which Cleverly has to adapt to, then it's very much up in the air on that one. I don't think Norwich will do the same as Coventry and do that. I think they trust their system more without having to adapt as much. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I'm going to say goals from Vata and Sissoko. I'm going to go for.
Right. Okay, perfect. Right. Okay, let's see if I share this screen up as well. We'll go through some of this that goes into the middle. Let's have a double check.
What did
right. Okay. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll flick it to here because it'll be a bit much better on the screen. Right. Okay. So let's go all the way to the top. So basically, so that everyone knows, currently 13th. Obviously, we're playing at Carrow Road. Josh Sargent, obviously, no surprise, he's the top scorer. Notable players, obviously, Angus Gunn there, from Southampton. Good goalkeeper. You've got like the likes of Shane Duffy, Grant Hanley, Callum Doyle, but he's on loan. Who else we got? We got right, obviously from the middle. Ben Simani, who's on loan from Sheffield United. Obviously, Josh Sargent, sorry, Ashley Barnes, Hernandez. So they've got pace. You've got Sands as well, Bajara Sands. They've had one or two players come in. Obviously, notably, let's have a look. Anyone who stands out really. They'll probably obviously come up with a bit more. I mean, the notable sales are Sarah Idia. Wasn't Idia went for about 10 million to Celtic?
I can look it up quickly. Sarah's a bigger one for me, though, to be honest.
Zara's 15 million. I mean, he's the major, obviously, gone. I think they're both big losses, put it that way. Loanees, obviously, Ben Samani. You got Callum Doyle from Sheffield United. Another one that was let go this season, or shall we say let go, he went anyway, was Mr. Gibson, Ben Gibson, ex-Borough as well. Danny Bath is another one, known to a few, likes of Joe Duffy as well. So let's go into the league form at the moment. So that's their pre-season friendlies. We won one at Northampton, but obviously we don't read too much into that. So they're currently 15th, one win in the first 5. Obviously early days, drawn 2, lost 2, goals for 4, 6 against, -2 goal difference, 5 points. The notable win was actually Coventry away, which is no mean feat, to be fair. They've lost 2, like I say, 1 at home, 1 away. Oh, actually, sorry, no, apologies. No, both away, actually, sorry. Both of the losses are away, so they're by looks they're unbeaten at home. They've had 2 home games, 2 draws. So it's where home is where the heart is, shall we say. They're not beaten at home yet. So that's certainly one thing we've got to try and one step we've got to try and change on Saturday. It's got, like I say, it's going to be a tough game anyway against Norwich. Like you said, we've had close games, but like you said, the one that stands out for me was the one 2 seasons ago where we had a horrendous injury list. Become 1-0 winners. Kimo, evening mate, says missed a few Saturday games due to home team's top league hockey games at the same time, but liked Vata in pre-season games and saw huge potential. Did you say cleverly? Let's just get on that as well. He wants to integrate him more. This is from the Watford website. He said he's learning the out of possession role and the dark arts of the Championship. He's someone I want to integrate more and get more experience and exposure. That could happen this weekend. So teasing that he could possibly start. He's also expressed his delight at Festi Abuselli, the wing back featuring coming off the bench last Saturday against Coventry. He says physical attributes, his speed, his directness and strength are assets in what we're looking for in those positions. I mean, he's, so says, mind the pun, he's tailor-made for Cleverley's formation, especially at the wing-back role. You need to be fit. I mean, Andrews is learning it even more now. I mean, most of his career at Watford, or his first-team career, has been at right back, not right wing-back. So he's certainly, Andrews is still learning. But we're all right on... We're all right at the wing backs, to be fair. I think. I think that obviously the August window, summer transfer window, we came out much better than we thought that was happening before we went in. And like 110%. I mean, that's stating the obvious a bit there, but I wouldn't be complaining if Larouci was starting. But you look at the options we got on the bench now. It's pace and power. I mean, if Barr and Ebasili are both on the bench, it's a similar sort of thing that we saw against Coventry at the start, where they had big, powerful wingers running, at pace down the wings and causing one hell of a problem. And both of them you could stick right and left and let them just run. Just say, boys, don't worry too much about defending. Just get the ball, head down, and run at them. I can also I thought I missed out. Sorry, I'm going on too much here, mate. But I've also missed out someone, Ken Sema. I could easily see Ken Sema starting if Larucci doesn't on Saturday as well, because Sema looked decent when he came on. You know what you're going to get with Ken. He's not, we're not going to get amazing flair, technical skill, 40 step overs or anything like that. But you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a player with fuller commitment. He'll try and get to the bar line and put crosses in. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't start either. But I'll let you talk, mate, because I'm waffling on a bit too much here. But Josh Sargent is always a threat to us in the past. He's always been a bogey player, hasn't he, home and away?
Yeah, I think I remember the game. Was it at home when we lost 3-0 to them?
Oh,
I think
don't remind me.
A brace or hat trick. Can't remember which.
Yeah, hat trick.
And that was when his first season was really starting for them as well. I agree. He's always been very much a bogey player, but it's not going to be world ending. We can and have beat them, and hopefully we do so again. Going to the wing backs, I think all of them are quite attack minded, which is what we want. One thing I'm noticing with Andrews, his defending is getting better. It's slow but steady progress there. He's still got his attacking flair, but he's not getting caught out having to mark the back post like even in pre-season. I remember against Stevenage at the back post where he was meant to be marking, he lost his man, free header. Batman made a terrific save. I think it was Batman in goal, not Bond. Yeah, at the far post to cover his blushes. But and I think in the first or second game of the season, the same mistake. But since that point, he seems to have actually caught on to that. So I'm quite happy with Andrews' development there. It's a shame about Ngakia, because there is a quality player in there. And he had quite a good start to the season, even playing our position. But as we know, his injuries just have always plagued him. And when he seems to get over, he gets a run of 2-3 games. You're thinking he's finally got that rhythm. He's going to get that match fitness in and be resistant. Something always happens that takes him out for 2-3 months, derails his development, and then we're back at square one. So hopefully, with the squad strength and depth we have now, with a nice range of players with different abilities, but all with the same style, Cleverley's got probably one of the strongest depths in the league, I think, to be honest, in that area, out of any team. I think we've done a brilliant job recruiting there overall.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, he clearly wants to work with young players and build a squad for the young, hungry players that can fit his system and look at a long-term plan, which is something that obviously we've never really done for a long time at Watford. But hopefully this time, with the progression that we're seeing so far, certainly surprised most fans, then yeah, we can certainly kick on. Right, okay. Just one announcement, and I'll put this up right now. Just bear with me. Yeah, so Armand Kavaja, if I pronounce that properly, he's left his role as the first team development coach at Watford. In his own words, the long-serving, I think he was coaching around the women's setup as well, I believe.
3 times, I think he mentioned in his exit interview.
That's it, yeah. This is. I wanted to let everyone know that I've left Watford. It's been an incredible personal journey for me over the past 10 years, and I'm grateful to have the chance in recent months to gain some experience I'd only dream about when I started with this fantastic club. I hope I've shown a path for others, that there is a genuine opportunity in progress through the coaching ranks to the first environment. Obviously, with the he didn't say this, but obviously with the getting Tom Cleverley in and the young coaches through, that's certainly shown the pathway, including all the young players coming through. So organically, we're growing these coaches, molding these coaches into these roles. He says, I hope, right, okay, yeah, for me, the route took in roles in both the academy and women's setup. I'll be forever grateful for the chance to take on those very different challenges and shape my coaching as it is today. And also my coaching journey will take me elsewhere, but part of me will always remain at Watford. Yeah, so Armand, all the best, Godspeed, mate, and hopefully all the best in the future. So that's a shame, but obviously he's moved on, he's gained his experience, and yeah, fair play, good luck to him. So yeah, good on him there. Yeah, so moving back on to Norwich, mate. Yeah, Sergeant, you've got, like I say, we did originally do a Big Gibson, but I can see Norwich still finishing mid-table, to be fair. I don't think they'll be under too much threat. I mean, they'll obviously be a little bit worried at the moment with the start. They have only one win, be it Coventry away, which is, personally, I think that's a fantastic result because I think Coventry are a very good side. But yeah, certainly I would think personally, and you don't want to jinx it, but I honestly think this is, in terms of results, this is probably the right time to play them. But the main thing I think we need to arrest is the fact that we have to stop conceding in the first 5 minutes, because we've had 3 games in a row now we've done that. We've won one, lost one, and drew one in that order as well. We need to arrest this and at least go 10-15 minutes without conceding, because it's every single game that we've had that it's given us a mountain to climb.
It's frustrating as hell, isn't it? The thing is, I think the problem is, if it keeps happening, it becomes a habit in the same way that losing becomes a habit quite quickly in football. That also can be quite a habit where you almost just accept, oh yeah, we're going to concede, but you've lost the mental battle before you've actually got on the pitch in that sense. And I think that is a thing where if you're winning a lot, complacency can set in. In the same way, if you're losing a lot, that mindset can set in where you're thinking, what's the point? Mentality is probably the hardest thing in football to balance. And I think Cleverley, for the most part, has done a brilliant job. And I think you can completely believe he is doing his all to rectify it. But it's up to the players' mentality to actually get on top of it now. There's only so much a coach can say, yes, we're working on it. Yes, we're working. It's up to the players to deliver it now and show they're able to do it.
Absolutely, mate. Right, okay, we're going to shoot off. Like I said, we do apologise it's so late today. Usually it's 8 o'clock. Just a shout out as well, I'm working late nights this week, so we won't be having a Saturday fans verdicts or Sunday night this week. But rest assured, we will be back next week with all 3 shows. So we'll see you next week. So massive shout out, everyone. Thank you ever so much. My ban from forums should be back off in another day. I've had a 30-day ban for causing someone a twat, but there you go. That should be, yeah, I know it's pathetic on Facebook, but obviously I should be advertising the pods and everything else a bit more better in a couple of days' time. So yeah, we'll see you next week. Right, hang on, someone just comment. No worries, mate. Just a shout out the Chemo's comments. I do apologise, mate. Sema is strong, nearest we've ever had one like that to Barnes. He's also said almost always end product is a quality cross, and he said thank you very much. No problem, Kimo. Thank you ever so much for watching. Shout out to Les as well. Cheers, mate. Okay, so yeah, Dunk, anything before we go, mate? Just like to say massive shout out once again for coming on, mate.
All right, just thank you everyone for watching.